Good morning and welcome to this week's MindBody Reset little webinar. And have you ever thought about what books to read to get you on your journey, to boost your awareness, to increase your motivation, to get some ideas about doing something different? So I thought I would share with you maybe 5 books that have or can have an impact or have had an impact on my life, but might also have an impact on your life and be quite transformational, because I found them to be really transformational in a number of ways. So for those who don't know me, my name is Gumieniuk, and I help and support women to transform their mind and body, to do a mind-body reset, rewire, and reset, rewire, and there was another re that I've forgotten right now. And the way that I do that is that I help you to support your mind, your brain, your nervous system, and your body in ways that go beyond mindset and behavior change. Because people are looking for more. People are stuck in their circumstances and not sure what to do next. So I help and support people who have been on a journey for quite some time and just don't know what to do and are looking for more than basic self-help and more than thinking positively and saying positive affirmations, for example. So I really help and support people to access different parts of the brain and create that neuroplasticity and neural pathways. And also support the nervous system, because the nervous system is actually what keeps us safe. And then thirdly, using and accessing the body, because we store emotions, trauma, illness inside our body, in our organs and our tissues. So to be able to access that and release that from the body. Using evidence-based tools and techniques like emotional freedom technique, psychoneuroimmunology, what else do we have? Brain spotting and other things. So today, books and resources. So jump on, let me know where you are, if this topic relates to you, and some of your favorite resources that may have been life-changing for you and how they've impacted you. So what I would like to do is I would like to start with, I guess, the way that I look at things is a kind of foundation and then building up from the foundation. So some of the foundation things are the food that we're eating. So from a nutritional perspective, because that fuels our body and it fuels our cells. So what's one resource that has really helped me from a nutritional perspective, from a everyday kind of, lifestyle, environmental perspective? I think what's in our environment and how it impacts us is really important. So things like chemicals and whatnot. So I've got some really great resources there. And then a motivation, and then one on understanding the body a little bit more. I have a number of resources, as you can see sort of behind me, but I also have another really, really big cupboard. And as I'm thinking now, I think I might have another one in my big cupboard that I am going to see if I can. Yeah, I think so. Kind of bringing more books and more resources as I'm kind of thinking on the fly here about how I can help and support you, or some resources that might be useful. Okay, so if we think from a nutritional perspective, one of my favorite, I guess, like concepts or, biggest changes that I made to my life that really helped my mind and my body to reset is actually looking at obviously what I'm eating, but was reducing and actually cutting out sugar. So this book here was really amazing. That Sugar Film, or obviously That Sugar Book by Damien Gatto. Really amazing. So I think you can jump on and watch the video. It could also be on Netflix. The power of sugar on the body, it's just huge in terms of the impact that it has. And this book really spells it out. So if you haven't looked at nutrition, or you're just like, I know I need to look at it a little bit further, amazing. The book, I knew a lot about nutrition before I watched the video. documentary, but watching the documentary really blew my mind away. So this is a really great resource, one of my ones that started, that talks a lot about, obviously, you know, sugars and sweetness and how it reacts and responds to the body. So that's a really good one. So that's kind of foundations, and we kind of build up a little bit from foundations, but still on nutrition. Then Anthony Williams, pardon the cover, it's a little on the dirty side, but life-changing foods. Now, the main takeaway for me personally was celery juice. So celery juice has incredibly healing properties, really great for the stomach, great for digestion, and so many people have problems with digestion. And so when you're doing a mind-body reset, then we need to also work with the gut. So when we work with the gut, I'm seeing if I can find it, if it is in here, then celery juice. So celery fruits, celery is 132. So he actually has a whole book on celery juice. So if you're interested in celery, then you can grab the whole book. You can Google it online. There's some good resources. And I think pretty much his book on celery juice is available online. So if you've kind of heard people going, oh, this celery juice thing, it is really great. It is good. As I said, it's good for the gut. We've got some more information here. So... well, he talks about things from an emotional perspective, and obviously we're very much into talking about emotion here in terms of resetting the body. So from an emotional support, he says in terms of celery, we tend to hold a lot of fear in our guts. I have and still hold a little bit of fear in my gut, but a lot of my clients do. You know, there's a lot of fear around a lot of things that we hold it in our gut and in our stomach. Nervousness causes those sensations we know as tummy flips or butterflies in the stomach, and anxiety can run deep through the nervous system, which we know about, and putting our guts in knots. Celery restores the entire digestive system. Use it for its calming effects when you're feeling frightened, panicky, shocked, fretful, nervous, threatened, unsure, afraid, or defensive. So it's really nice that we've got certain foods that we can connect emotions to, but it's really good to have every single day. So I do my husband and I do one celery a day. So whatever that celery does, sometimes it does like 2 little juices for us, or sometimes it does a whole big juice for us. And that's one of the first things that we start with to really clear and support the digestive system and get it all going. So what does he say here? Used for intestinal spasms, cysts, really great for HCl, low hydrochloric acid. So a lot of people might take HCl, hydrochloric acid capsules to get that, regulating within the body where you don't produce it. This actually helps you. So if you have that low hydrochloric acid within your stomach, this is a really great starter in the morning. As I said, sluggish liver, low cholesterol, high cholesterol, brain fog, food allergies, hypothyroidism, hypo and hyper, blurry eyes, joints, headaches, bloating, gas, abdominal pressure, abdominal distension, chronic dehydration, because it's obviously quite high in water, acid reflux, inflamed gallbladder, stomach, small intestine, colonic rashes, white film on the tongue, aka candida overgrowth, anxiousness, memory loss, high blood pressure, food sensitivity, swelling, inflammation, muscle spasms, leg cramps, fatigue, mineral deficiencies, brain inflammation, sleep disturbances. So then he talks, they're kind of symptoms, so he talks about a number of conditions that it's really helpful for. So I will leave it there. So that's just the 2 pages in this book. So celery, have a look, investigate celery a little bit more. This particular nutritional protocol has worked for some people. I don't know many of my clients that it's worked for, and I actually had a lot of challenges with it myself. So I found it wasn't the best diet for me and what I was going for. So I'm really about diets that are relevant and applicable for you and for your particular body. So we've got that sugar film or that sugar book, and we've got the medical medium, really the concept on celery. Now, I said I wanted to talk about chemicals, chemicals and the home and living a toxin-free life. So Alex Stewart is incredible. She's absolutely amazing. She's a local, she's an Aussie, got a whole heap of wisdom, does some really beautiful courses. So I actually did her, I think it was a Low Tox Life course, which I think she still runs a few times a year. And I think it was like $99 for a month or 3 months. And she walks you through, how to, talks through, does interviews, so much information on there. There's interviews, there's resources, there's a Facebook group. You can ask questions about different products. It was just amazing, and the value for money was incredible. But this book is something good and handy to have at home and something that you can flick through. And it goes through things like, what is a low tox life? Discovery, not deprivation, mind the greenwashing. So she actually talks through what the concept of greenwashing is, where advertisers talk about all this green stuff, but they're actually not promoting really green stuff. They're just doing it as a marketing ploy, really. The inconvenient truth about convenience. And she presents things in a really beautiful, light-hearted way, as opposed to a heavy way. So this particular book is about low tox body, low tox home, low tox food, and low tox mind. So I really love it from a body perspective in terms of understanding personal care, face care, makeup, body care and sunscreen, hair care, nail care, tooth care, personal fragrance, and simple detox solutions. So, when we're talking about mind and body resetting, it's really important that our body is aligned, like our physical body, the food that we're putting in, but also the chemicals that we have exposure to and that are coming into our body. So, the things that we wash our hair with, that soaks into our skull and into our body, the things that we're washing our body with, because our body, our skin, is actually our body's largest organ, and it is highly absorbable. So if you're using chemicals and washing yourself with it, it's going straight into your body and straight into your bloodstream, and then affects your brain and your ability to think and process. And likewise, with deodorant, there's so many chemicals and aluminium in deodorant. It's highly toxic, yet we spray it under our arms, and again, it goes into our lymph nodes, and our lymph nodes are so important for us. They clean and detox our body, but we're actually filling them with toxins because they're right in our armpits. And things to do in the home. So again, really beautiful about, breathing, laundry care products, cookware, what we cookware, water, minimizing pollutants in the home, EMFs, electromagnetic minimization, she calls it, low tox bedroom, clothing, textiles. And then obviously, a little bit about food, and then mind. So really great all-rounding book if you're looking at needing to make some changes or thinking about making changes. So for me, that was pretty life-changing. Next, if you want a little bit more, then Healthy Home, Healthy Family is an absolute must by Nicole. She's just the most amazing human. Just incredible. So this one really is for those who maybe have gone through this first stage of detoxing your personal care and things within your home, and then are looking for the next level. So this is a bit more of a technical book, very technical, and it looks at things like allergens in the home, allergens and the gut microbiome, allergen in the home, creating low energy homes, so like humidity levels, dust, improving ventilation, using air filtration, the role of plants. So as you can see, it's kind of like that next level. Chemicals and toxins goes into those in a lot of detail, like kettles and urns. Again, more in detail in terms of furnishings, food packaging and bottles, building materials, bedding. So more on the home, carpets, all of the furniture, the materials for things like, towels or if you're looking at building a house as well. So a lot of people are becoming really, really sensitive to their living environments. So Nicole takes it to the next level because she's a building biologist. She trains building biologists and trains people in terms of, from a scientific perspective. So there's, I think it's a degree or it's a advanced diploma in like a building biology or EMFs, electromagnetic, radiation or minimization, and also mold and mold remediation. So this book also talks about things like, tattoos and toys, EMFs. There's a whole big section on EMF and what meters and things you might need, drinking water, what's in drinking water, what are the tanks or systems that you may or may not need. Talks about mold and exposure, how to use different meter readings for EMF, how to measure for mold and things. So that's a huge one in terms of doing a mind-body reset. So again, that's book number 4. They're all foundations in terms of what we eat, putting in our body, and the environment that we're exposed to. So some other ones that are really great. Yeah, I might go with the ones that I've put here. I think if we kind of lift things up a little bit, this is actually one that I read not so long ago. It's a really easy read. It's called The Resilience Project. Finding happiness through gratitude, empathy, and mindfulness with Hugh Van Cullenberg. And he was a primary school teacher volunteering in North India when he had a life-changing realization, in contrast to his life back home. So he found that overseas, people were remarkably positive. And by contrast, people back here in Australia found it hard to be happy, suffered from mental illness such as depression and anxiety, and his sister had anorexia nervosa for many, many years. And so he looked at how young people, what does it say here? How it was that young people he knew at home who had food, shelter, friends, loving families struggled with their mental health, and while kids seemed so connected and resilient. He set about finding the answers, and in time came to recognize the key traits and behaviors these children possessed were gratitude, empathy, and resilience. Or gratitude, empathy, and mindfulness, I should say. And then from that comes resilience. So then he came up with the Resilience Project, and he presents across the country. Well, he did, and across the world. Really inspirational. As you can see, it's a really big letters, and it's also really easy to read. But I thought it's really motivational, and it kind of put things into perspective. So, sometimes those concepts of gratitude, empathy, and mindfulness can be really, really powerful, in resetting. I found this beneficial for me personally because it gave me, I guess, a bit of perspective on things. It gave me some additional tools that I could use in my toolkit. But mostly it gave me, I can't think of the right word right now. It gave me not confidence. Not motivation. Help me out here. What's the word? Gave me strength, motivation, courage, support. Some of those words, but there's another word. What is it? Encouragement. I think that's the word. It gave me encouragement for when I was at a particular place. It really gave me that encouragement, and that other people can do this, so can you. And it was just really uplifting. So it may not have been the tools in the toolkit that I had needed at the time. I needed to work with a professional, but it just gave me that inspiration that I could move from the state that I was in. So that might be a really good state shifter or motivational book to help you on your journey. What I realized when I was reading it is that I needed so much more than this. I was really, really stuck. And then I realized that's because, in hindsight, it was a nervous system state, and I was stuck in freeze mode, or my nervous system was. And so even if I was doing these things, it was really challenging. But I was also challenged to do these things. I was so unwell mentally, physically, and emotionally that it was really hard to find gratitude. So sometimes when you are in that state of really heightened sense of emotion, really heightened sense of stuckness, then some of these, you need to go potentially beyond some of these strategies and then work with a practitioner or find some strategies that can help you move beyond where you are. But for me, I couldn't see beyond where I was because I was in such a dark place that I couldn't even grasp gratitude. But it did give me the support that the motivation that there was something else. So that's a really good lighthearted read. Now, on a not so lighthearted read, but it's a really great book to put things into perspective. I think the mindset and behavior, the positive motivation space and mindset set space is really great. It's really great for our society and focusing on things that are positive, gratefulness, gratitude, positive affirmations, mindfulness. And Tony Robbins promotes a lot of that. Although there is an aspect that is missing, and it really is this trauma state, this nervous system fight, flight, freeze state. And because that's missing from communications and education, I think there's a really big gap of people who are missed. And I know for me, it's literally just come, this piece of the puzzle for me personally and professionally is only reasonably new. And I wish I knew it so many years ago. It's really just coming out now that these are pieces of the puzzle that are missing. And this book really helps to explain it. So it's The Body Keeps Score, Mind, Brain, and Body in the Transformation of Trauma. So you may not resonate with the word trauma, and I didn't, even though I had chronic illness, and even though in hindsight, when I look back, I had so many traumas in my lifetime that I had experienced. And a trauma is an event something that you experience, and it's your experience of that event. So two people could be at the same event, experience the same thing. One person is traumatized and another is 100% fine and okay. So it's not the event, it's actually how your body experiences that and how your nervous system experiences that. And then from that experience, you could be in a state of fight, flight, or freeze mode. And you could feel quite stuck and feel traumatized by what happened. And that's on repeat and in loop, for example, in your mind and in your body. So traumas can be really small, like a teacher saying something to you at school, like that exercise, you didn't perform in that exercise, that wasn't good enough, you weren't trying hard enough. And then that's kind of got a bit stuck and frozen within you. Or it could be something that's quite big, chronic stress, chronic abuse, chronic neglect, a car accident, chronic illness. So they're all things that can be associated with the word trauma. I think the word trauma is really quite, it's quite got the visualization of like tug of war. I think it's quite a controversial word. It's quite a controversial word for the body to process. So, as I said, if the word trauma doesn't resonate with you, but you are stuck where you are, you're here in the MindBody Reset because you're after more, then this book is a really good read. It's technical, it's very, very technical, and it's got a lot of small writing. So if you're I know that at times with my health I was challenged in terms of reading and writing. So if you need concentration is a challenge for you, this probably isn't the book for you. It's very scientific, but it's really good. I actually skipped to the second part of it, which was it the third part, fourth part? I think it was the fifth part, which was how to recover. And it talks about things like owning yourself, language, letting go of the past using something called EMDR, but I use brain spotting, which is is taken from a similar concept, using the eyes and accessing the brain and the body. Yoga, self-leadership, creating structure, rewiring the brain, finding your voice. So it's kind of like paths to recovery, because I was interested from a practitioner perspective. I'm like, oh, I do that. And then it kind of made sense as to why I'm incorporating the things that I do from a clinical perspective. But Vessel van der Kolk is incredible. He is really knowledgeable in this like trauma state, trauma space, and this, where people are stuck in physical illness, mental, emotional, whether that's pain or, different physical illnesses, and works with a lot of, traumatized kids, kids with ADD, and he talks about the brain and body connection as well. So this is really life-changing and really includes those last pieces of the puzzle from a mind, body, and reset perspective. And then another one that would be really beneficial to read, I've literally just started reading it, so like the first chapter of it, I've like flicked through it a little bit. Jay Shetty is an incredible human. So Think Like a Monk, it would be another beautiful read. He has an amazing channel. He talks about the chapters that he has in here are think, let go, grow, and give. Let go, grow, and give. Talking about letting go of identity, negativity, fear, and intention. And really simplifies things. It's a really easy read. He talks about his story. The words are a little bit bigger than one of the other ones, but yeah, here we go. Think Like a Monk is where you'll understand how to find your purpose, how to overcome negativity, how to stop thinking. Don't want to stop thinking. Stop overthinking. Why comparison kills love. How to use your fear. Why you can't find happiness by looking for it. How to learn from everyone you meet. Why you are not your thoughts. Why kindness is crucial to success, and much, much more. So really beautiful book. And I bought that from Big W. So actually, I think these ones have been available in Big W. Low Tox Life again has been, and I think maybe Target or Kmart. Again, like Big W, Target, Kmart. This one, don't know if it's still there because it's been around for a little while. So that is a little bit of a chat today on Mind Body Reset. I thought we would do something a little bit different and talk about, I guess, some of like the foundational resources and books that I found useful for myself that you may also find useful. Oops, sorry about that. So let me know if you've read these books, whether you find these books, the concept of these books useful, whether you found other ones in these categories in terms of, nutrition, the nervous system and the brain and the body, or living a low tox life, or, things on resilience and emotional resilience. I have a whole heap more books, but I thought that we would start with these 5. So I hope you find this useful. If you did, please like this, share, follow, and also ask me any questions if you have any. So wishing you all a beautiful day and a beautiful week. I can't wait to see you shortly. Take care. Much love. Bye.